Every artist has some sort of history with their work. They slowly develop their efforts to improve their skills the more they practice. And sometimes artists look back to their old work and see how far they changed, seeing how much they improved themselves compared to back then. And today, I'll be redrawing some old art I made when I was younger, from old to the oldest I could find. As a kid and teen, my work was mostly fan art of fandoms I was a part of, which is no surprise as you do as a young artist. But I can say with confidence that I was hot garbage at drawing. Most of my quote-unquote art was just me editing bases I found on DeviantArt on MS Paint and Paint.net. Now I understand using bases is supposed to help me understand anatomy and perspective, but I feel like I was too dependent on them and I feel like I didn't learn much.
Maybe because I was stupid.
So eventually, I just practiced drawing without using bases so I can learn on my own and improve my skills. And honestly, I'm proud of myself with my current style. It's not great by all means, compared to other talented artists I know, but I could definitely tell I improved compared to my past years. I mean, at least I'm not using AI art. That shit sucks. Heck, even some kid's refrigerator drawing is better, because at least it's made by a human. Now with that out of the way, let's begin with the redraws.
Mining away. I don't know what to mine on.
So the first piece I'll be redrawing is not too old or even bad by all means. If anything, it's pretty tame. That being this Ender Girl drawing. This was made around the very beginning of 2021, according to DeviantArt. And honestly, I don't think this piece is even cringy to me, but I do think it's kind of boring in terms of the design. I mean, this looks like Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club doing an Enderman cosplay. But I'm pretty sure it's based on this Ender Girl design from this Minecraft mob called Mob Talker, where the Minecraft mobs are anime girls and it's like a visual novel or something. I don't know. I never played it. I just remember watching a Let's Play of it. Let's just draw her already. So the reason why I chose an Enderman to be an anime girl is because it's one of the few mobs I like. Not because I like fighting it. This damn thing is very annoying to deal with. But it's because its design and its eerie look. Its tall stature, its long arms and legs, its purple eyes. I would not be surprised if this was someone's Hear Me Out. Plus, apparently it's based on the creepypasta legend Slenderman, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Slenderman is base. Technically, these guys are harmless, as long as you just don't look at them in the eyes. So, they're kinda chill by all means. I don't know why they're weak to water. Seems like a random choice of weakness. If you guys know why, let me know in the comments. Anyways, as for the redesign of Ender Girl, I gave her short hair compared to her long hair in the old drawing. Mostly because I think it fits better with the design. As for the clothing, I didn't change much. I pretty much gave her this jacket with very long sleeves. You know, the ones that go past your hands. I don't know, I'll show you an image. I want to keep it simple since Endermen themselves don't even have like a complex design. Though I did give her an ender pearl as a necklace to showcase her having one to use to teleport. I added a background that looks like the end from the game. Cause you know, that's where Endermen typically live. I'm not really good at drawing backgrounds in general, so this was a huge challenge for me. So hopefully it looks cool. I added some finishing touches with purple particles around her, just like in the game. Here are the results. I personally love how it turned out. I low-key love her, and I think she's badass. And making this wants me to design the other mobs as anime girls. Let me know if I should do that for a future video. I think it'll be fun.
That I'm not the villain I appear to be.
Now for the next drawing. It's a bit of a niche fan art. This was made around 2019, I believe. And it's based on this animated short called Diamond Jack. This was an animated music video about this thief named Jack stealing a diamond from a fancy place. And of course, people assuming she is a criminal, when in reality, the diamond's really not a diamond, but a bomb. And she was really trying to save them from an explosion. It's pretty much a summarization of that Carmen Sandiego reboot on Netflix. By the way, I highly recommend. It's very underrated. Back to Diamond Jack. I really love the animation and the song in the video. The music is very classy, and the style reminds me of a mix of Steven Universe and those 60s anime. At least to me. I don't know what it looks like to you guys. My issue with the old drawing was mostly the eyes and the hand. It looks so wonky. I think it's because I made this on my iPad, so I think that's why it looks so off. So for this redraw, I made it a little bit more interesting of a scene. I made her expression a little bit more playful and fun, since that was kind of her character in the short. I was struggling with the lighting and how I want it to look, but I eventually got it how I want it to look and I was happy with it. I didn't change much of Jack's design since it's just more of an improved version of the old drawing. And I like how it turned out. It has more of a personality and a bit of a more interesting background. And hopefully it makes more people watch the original short. It's a really good short.
With legs like these, style like this, there would be an entertainer who can stand to me.
Okay, so this one isn't as bad compared to the Diamond Jack drawing, even though it's an older piece. This is an ancient piece of work, made in frickin' 2016. 10 years ago. And it's very rough, as you can tell. All made by a simple mouse. Let's just fix this man. I don't want to look at him any longer. So, Mettaton is still one of my favorite characters in Undertale to this day. His interactions in the game were so funny and memorable. Iconic, if you will. Not to mention his various theme songs. Especially his EX battle. Death by Glamour is still peak. Actually no, it's always been peak. Not to mention the legs. So I gave him a pose that's similar to his default pose when you battle him, because I think it's a bit more interesting than, I don't know, his fucking head. I also added a background, of course. Simple stage curtain, nothing special. The only change I gave him was a bit of pink in the tips of his hair, because I thought they looked nice. I don't have much to add here, honestly. I'm just filling up time for the time lapse in the background. But low-key, he's kind of crazy. Undertale is like over 10 years old. Anyways, here he is. Look at him. He's fabulous. He's stunning. He's an icon. I love him. He is no longer chopped. Sorry. I'm just really happy how this one turned out. This one's probably the best one I drew.
Guys? Is this Freddy Fazbear? Arr, 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 arr.
So, for this last drawing in the video, I had to trench through the dark ages to find this. Diving deep in the oldest files I can find. This shit was made in 2015, and honestly sometimes I wish it stayed dead, but here we are. That being the FNAF drawing. My eyes! My eyes! Oh dear God. Words cannot describe this. I remember exactly how I made this and where I made this. The memories flashing before my eyes. Let's just get to fixing this cringe, shall we? Where do I begin with this? I, of course, made this during the peak of FNAF, which I think there are only 2 games during that time. I don't know. But the point is that this was made during my FNAF phase, where I was obsessed with the franchise, but ironically never played them. Mostly due to A, I didn't like horror games, and B, I didn't even have the game. Which makes you think, why'd I even like this game in the first place? I don't know, but I think its whole concept made it very interesting and appealing. A creepy version of those Chuck E. Cheese animatronics? Sign me up, this shit is cool. I was also in my Powerpuff Girl phase, where I designed myself as a Powerpuff. And I know I'm not the only one who did that. I know who you are. Eventually, I lost interest in the franchise because it released a shit ton of games, and the lore expanded so much that I couldn't, comprehend all of them all at once. It was so much for me to handle. But maybe one day I'll understand. I'll just probably watch a lore video. But I do reminisce the fan songs, the animation parodies, and the Let's Plays. They were very nostalgic and mean a lot to me. I mean, FNAF is how I discovered one of my favorite YouTubers, Jaden Animations. So it really means a lot to me, even though I haven't touched the franchise in forever. I mean, I did watch the movie, but don't hate me for this. I think it was kind of mid. I can't explain why I think it's mid. It wasn't really hot garbage, but also wasn't absolute cinema, you know? Then again, I haven't seen it since my first watching, so maybe I could be wrong. I haven't seen the second movie yet, so maybe hopefully it'll be better. Who knows, honestly. So in this redraw, I decided to make the animatronics as furries, because in the original, I think they're depicted as furries. I'm not good at drawing animatronics. Granted, I'm also not a furry artist, so these aren't the greatest furry looking characters. These more look like something you see out of like a cartoon. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. As for my self-insert, I, of course, am using my current persona since that makes logical sense. I remember I was having a hard time depicting my persona on the internet, redesigning over and over again because, you know, I change as a person when you get older. And I'm satisfied with how my persona looks now. I didn't put too much effort into the background this time. I feel unmotivated during that time, so I just put us in a dark room. I think it made the Fazbear gang a bit more cute than scary. You know what I mean? Like all the fur around them just make them look so fluffy. Look at Bonnie, he's so cute. He wouldn't hurt a fly. I made Freddy so chunky. To be fair, the original also wasn't scary, so I guess this is the whole point. Ah well, it is what it is. And that's all the redraws. I'm really happy of the results of each one. It's nice looking back at my old work and see how far I come from drawing a mouse to using a drawing tablet. I know I still have a lot to learn and improve for the future, so I hope in the next 10 years my art will be getting better and better. Art isn't easy to master, but it's not impossible to work for. It's like any other skill you could learn. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tune in next week for another one. What will it be? You have to subscribe to figure that out. Hope you guys have a good one, and remember, AI sucks. Ciao.